Six.
Calling to order October 25th, 2021 Austintown Trustee Meeting. Can you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Carano?
Here.
Mr. Kent? Here. Mr. Davis?
Here. Caught up. It's good to see everybody. We had a little break. Mr. Carano's up to par. Wife's up to par, so we're good. Little introduction. We got Jessica from the Senior Center. Todd Schaefer is our supervisor at the Park Department. Chief Andy Cross, our fire chief. Police chief.
False alarm.
False alarm. Bob Cavalier. Darren Cavelli is our zoning inspector. Mike Dockery is our administrator, road department / fiscal officer today.
As soon as you do the motion.
To my right is Trustee Carano. To my left is Trustee Jim Davis. I am Trustee Steve Kent. Motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the September 20th.
Could I make a motion first to appoint Mike Dockery, the fiscal officer pro tem? He has to take the minutes. Second.
Mr. Carano?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. Somebody should have voted no.
Alright. Motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of September 27th, 2020.
So moved. Seconded?
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Carano?
Yes.
Alright. So right now we're gonna open up the floor to Tiffany.
All right.
If you wanna come up here,
Sure.
state your name,
Okay.
your address, where you're from.
Okay. Hi, my name is Tiffany Sokol. I'm here representing the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation. I'm glad to be here because I grew up in Austintown and graduated from Fitch, so it's nice to be here to help out my hometown. So I'm here just to talk about our emergency repair program that was recently funded by the county commissioners. And so through the ARP funding that the county has received, they have passed on $500,000 of that to the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation to provide emergency repairs to low-income individuals countywide, which would include residents of Austintown Township. And so these repairs are for low-income residents, meaning those at or below 50% of the area median income, which, for example, for a single-person household would be $23,250 per year gross. For 2 people, it would be $26,550 per year gross. 3 people, $29,850, and 4 people, $33,150. This program is to provide emergency repairs, which includes replacement of leaking roofs on the home. It includes replacement of furnaces that are not functioning, and replacement of hot water tanks that are not functioning, as well as repair of plumbing leaks that are causing damage to the home. And so all of these repairs can be made to eligible applicants at no cost to the individual, and these repairs will be provided through the Youngstown Neighborhood Development Corporation. If an individual is interested in applying for the program, they will need to call our office at 330-480-0423.
Can you repeat that?
Go ahead, yeah, 330-480-0423. They do have to own and reside in the home that they own. And so it is for owner occupants only. They have to be the owner of record and live there for at least a year prior to being able to receive assistance. They cannot own multiple homes. Their property taxes cannot be delinquent either. And the finished area of the home must be under 2,500 square feet to be eligible for this program. As far as the roofs, we only do the home itself. And so if someone has a detached garage, that's not included. And so it has to be leaking into the actual home. So I think that covers the main points of the program, but if someone is interested, they should call our office.
Is there a link or they can go on the computer to go right into the application?
They cannot. So they do have to call our office and speak to someone. We do kind of a pre-application process to determine if they would meet our initial qualifications before we even send out the full application.
Now, does this apply to everyone in Mahoney County?
Yes, yes.
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for some of our families here that need that additional help. I guess, first of all, thank you for coming.
I'm sure.
But thanks to the Mahoney County Commissioners as well for seeing the need for this type of program. There are a lot of times where we receive calls and, you know, we know that there's, you know, we understand there's a problem, but there's not necessarily a resolution to that problem. So this is a big help for us to be able to pass along people that come to us that are seeking that type of help that may not have been able to afford it in the first place. So I hope people take advantage of it, and we will certainly be passing people your way, you know, if the need arises.
Absolutely.
Is there a timeline here? I know what you said to get them here, but I mean, are you ready already to be
Yes.
able to do all these things?
So this is an expansion of a program that we've already run for a few years now. So we merged with Interfaith Home Maintenance, if you're familiar with them,
Yes.
2 years ago and took over their program. So we've already been providing all of these repairs. When we merged with Interfaith, we expanded into doing roofs as well, but it wasn't, you know, highly publicized necessarily. And with these additional funds, we'll be able to help a lot more homeowners than we were able to in the past with the limited funding that we had.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike, turn your hat sideways.
As you probably know from the emails you get from the county association, again, I have to thank Mahoney County Engineer Pat Giannetti for the fact that we were approved for another OPWC grant for our resurfacing program. This year we filed for more money, almost $250,000, and it was awarded to us. And I say we have to thank Pat, not only because he is the head of the committee, but if your Mahoney County engineer doesn't see value in your program, you're gonna have a hard time getting it funded. So that's why I always congratulate him every time we get funded under this program.
There. Oh, I put it.
Yeah.
I went to grab some tissue.
All right. That's it?
Yep.
All right.
Well, that's great to hear. Do we have, do we know when, is this for the next year?
Well, if we have enough money, it will be for next year after July 1st. It's again, we've got this year's project that was scheduled to do this year, we're doing next spring. So that's gonna take $250,000 to $300,000 of our own dollars. And so then we have to look for another $350,000 to match this grant we just got. So I don't know if we'll be able to do it next
So
year.
it'll be $600,000 or $700,000.
If we have enough local money, we can do both of them. This one after July 1st. If not, then it will go into 23, into the spring of 23. You know, we're doing these spring projects because we didn't do anything in 20.
Right.
So everything's being pushed forward here.
And we're done with our second phase, correct?
We just, yes, we are done. From looking at it, we're done. They haven't sealed all the edges, but for the most part, we're done.
The major phases.
Right.
Completed.
Right.
Chief's not here, so Chief Ross. Rough month.
Yeah, it's been a rough one, yeah. So just to bring it to light, so we had another fatality over the weekend, fire fatality in one of our apartment complexes. The woman who lived in the apartment that burned perished in it. So, you know, that's 2 in 1 month, and that's, you know, some people in towns our size will see 2 in their career, and we've seen 2 in a month. So
Yes.
just extremely difficult for everyone involved, so our thoughts are with the families of those victims. The other thing is that we did finish our concrete project out back And again, thank you to the commissioners for that money that they gave us to complete that, and we're hopeful that we can move on next year with another phase of that. I would like to send from the township a thank you to the commissioners if we could draft something up, just as a formal thank you.
Yeah. It looks great. I swung by and it was like amazing.
I
It's
saw
a
them last
complete
week, I was
transformation.
thanking them, that is really beautiful.
Yeah, it is,
They did
it
great.
really came out great, so really happy.
They'll save wear and tear on our trucks.
Yes,
Little. All right.
that's all I have, thank you.
Well, Darren.
Okay, here we go.
Okay, I would ask the trustees to approve a motion under Ohio Revised Code 505.87 to declare the following properties a public nuisance: 3763 Ayrshire junk, 3837 Berkey junk, 114 Country Green Drive junk, 115 North Edge Hill junk and debris. There was raw trash there. I partially cleaned that up last week. That house is vacant. 276 North Edge Hill, junk and debris. 5074 East Rockwell Road, junk and debris. They got trash at the street. 5346 South Saratoga Drive, high grass and weeds. 74 Bile Road, junk and debris. Since Chief Cavalier just arrived, he and I are going to go visit the owner of that property. It's a rental, and hopefully have a productive conversation with him about his tenants and the need to maintain the neighborhood standard. 490 Westgate Boulevard junk, 520 Westgate Boulevard junk, 3019 Whispering Pines Drive. The house is vacant. There's a fallen tree. It looks like it hit the fireplace. I asked the building inspector to look at the fireplace. It's just lack of maintenance. 1267 and 1290 Woodhurst Drive, junk and debris at the curb, and 5603 Yorktown Lane, high grass. Not 100% sure we'll be able to cut the grass depending on the weather. I know the road department's going to switch over to snow plowing, but if we can get it done, we will. If not, then I guess we won't.
So moved and seconded.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Okay, and I would ask the board to approve a motion for the following motor vehicles meet all the following criteria. 3 model years older, apparently inoperable, expressly damaged, including but not limited to any of the following: missing wheels, tires, engines, or transmissions, and declare the following vehicles public nuisances under Ohio Revised Code 505.871 in order to removal of junk vehicles within 14 days after notice of search to the property owner. 175 South Navarre Avenue, an inoperable, unlicensed Hyundai parked in an exposed manner with flat tires in the driveway. 4792 New Road, an inoperable white Chevrolet Express van with an expired license plate HWS 4308, parked in exposed manner within the side yard. And 5074 East Rockwell Road, an inoperable silver Dodge with expired license plate 041 XSR, parked in an exposed manner within the driveway. And you guys just approved the resolution to remove junk and debris from that property.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Grano?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes. And just last for the board, since we missed the last meeting, I just wanted to briefly touch upon our monthly report. We had 3 new homes for the month of September, but year to date, we have 22. And that is the second highest total we've had in the last dozen years. One year, I think maybe 13 or 14 or 15, we had 28. Usually we have between 10 and 14. The significance of this report, and the reason I wanted to bring it up, is there's a home in Herons and a home in Leander Glen. Those represent new or extensions to the existing subdivisions, those 2 subdivisions. The last time we had a street dedicated was in '08, and that was Calvary Court off of Victory Hills. That is the last new street we had dedicated. So this year we had extensions of existing streets dedicated. Meander Glen, the first phase that's been approved is 18 lots. And Herons, I think when both phases are approved, I think it'll be around 35, 36. And the same thing with Meander Glen, there will be a second phase, but that hasn't been designed yet. So it just shows that Austintown is a good market if
if the lots are available, because literally we were running out of lots.
Right.
So these developers took the risk with the infrastructure, especially up on the end one. That's all rock out there. I saw the sanitary line. It's 18 feet deep. It was all rock. But, you know, we're still a good market for new housing. And it's been a decade since we've dedicated new right of way. So I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention. So that's all I have.
May I ask you a serious question? Okay. Did you change your seat with me?
No,
This is the seat that always falls out, and you're the one who changed order.
no, I wouldn't do that to you, but I did it to him.
Well, he did it to me, now I'm sitting on the...
I didn't do it to you.
Somebody, can we buy another chair? I'll pay for it.
That's my all new chairs.
Oh, that's right.
Hey, not till after the election, I'm trying to be fiscally responsible.
That's right, absolutely. I'll sit here and hide.
Chief, how are you?
First of all, I just want to thank you for allowing me to attend the mental health board meeting, being lived here. Attending the meeting tonight, one of the topics that was brought up was the facility on County Line Road that used to be what?
YDC.
YDC, and as you know, that they vacated, the state vacated that property, and the mental health board, a lot of the mental health agencies in the county here have taken occupancy there. And they talked tonight how well it's going down there. They're rehabbing a lot of buildings down there, and the neighbors are pleased that something is going in down there, so there's no vacant buildings and that. And they're also putting up a fence to give the neighbors privacy down there. They're letting the neighbors paint their side of the fence whatever color they want. So this, as you know, the state gave the county money to help update it down there. So they said it's going real well. They're looking for new agencies to move into that facility down there. The second thing I want to bring up is, as you know, the tragedy at Compass West Apartment. I was on vacation when that happened. The young lady was killed down there. But what I wanted to bring up, I was told by the supervisors who's down there, you know, every year we try to, one of the most expensive things, and Andy could say, is training for police officers. And every year we try to send our officers to as many schools as we can or whatever to train, but where you run into is a scheduling problem over time and that. But anyways, one of the things we started to do a few years back is trying to send all officers that work the road through a evidence technician school. And it costs us between up to around $3,000 to send them through the school. And this year we sent 3 through there. But where I'm going with this, that night at that scene, because the detectives aren't out yet, the officers that went through that evidence technician school was able to secure the area, start collecting the evidence, knew what to touch, what not to touch, and that. So it paid off for us. And hopefully next year we'll try to send 3 or 4 more through it.
Awesome.
That's it.
I guess it stands to be said as well, kudos to the men and women that worked that as well, because within 24 hours we had a gentleman in custody.
Yeah.
So,
Can I just add to what he said? Mike Dockery and I were out doing nuisances today, and we were at the north end of the township. And we stopped at what's called the Campus of Care, because I knew they started the fence a couple of weeks ago. They started at the south end, and they're heading north, and they're going to fence in the entire property. And in terms of the facility and stuff, it really looks nice. And that fence it's a 6-foot vinyl fence, it's beige, and like the chief said, some of the people have white going down their sides, they told them they could paint it, but it really looks nice, and I've never seen a fence that big. It's like,
When it's
a long way. That's a big complex.
It'll probably be about
The
17
place
feet.
itself is just beautiful.
Yeah.
Those of us that have been around for a long time, we tried buying it for Austintown because they were selling it for $1. I couldn't believe that, you know, but the county wasn't gonna let it go. That would have been a great place for us to have our administrative building and so on. But they really kept it up beautifully, and now they're using it correctly, so it's nice.
Schaefer?
First of all, I'd like to thank Greenford Christian Church, the Austintown campus. The pastor there, Mark Pemberton, and about 40 or 50 of his congregation were out at the park yesterday for several hours doing some landscaping, raking up and bagging leaves, cleaning up some trash up along the woods line back behind the pavilions. And it's always helpful when groups like that come out and spend a few hours at the park and help us out. So I just wanted to thank them. This week we'll be taking down the tennis court nets, the pickleball court nets, probably towards the end of the week. But I want to remind the public the park is open all year round to come out and walk, go hiking and fishing and everything else. And last but not least, in case you haven't noticed, the park Facebook page is down, and it'll be down for a week or so due to unforeseen circumstances, but we'll get it back up here as quick as possible.
You had another group out there this weekend too, on Saturday, correct? Cleaning up, walking?
No, that was the same.
Oh, was it that
Yeah,
same group?
Christian
Okay.
Church, yes.
Very good. Jessica, senior center.
So our sewing group has been making projects for Blue Coats. It's a group that makes blankets and scarves and hats and that for homeless veterans. And they got a huge donation of a bunch of material, so they made about 200 adult and kid blankets, and they made about 100 hats and scarves, and then, kids and adult sizes. And they came and picked them up all last week. They brought a minivan and it almost didn't fit in the minivan. I thought they were gonna have to make 2 trips. But all of our sewing ladies were really proud of that. And then they said after they delivered it, they went home and slept for 3 days straight. They were so tired from all the sewing. But they really appreciated it. And so that was nice. I got all kinds of pictures, so I'll be putting those up on Facebook. Our Christmas party is going to be Friday, December 10th. And we're going to have an Elvis impersonator for it. And the advisory council has been busy getting a bunch of different donations from local businesses for our party, especially Eric, Pat, and Jerry, who have been working their butts off to get a bunch of raffle prizes for us. So we're happy about that. And the Board of Health is back at our senior center on Fridays. They've been giving out Pfizer boosters, and now they're going to start Moderna boosters this week. So if anybody needs to get a booster, they work by appointment only, and you can call. Their number is 330-270-2855, and it's extension 185. But we've been having a lot of people come through for the boosters, so
Is that all, are they giving the regular shots also?
Right now, they're only using our facility for the boosters. If you needed to get your regular shot, you probably would just call, make an appointment, and they have it there for you as well.
Is it any age or it's just open?
I think they're doing over the age of 65, people with underlying medical conditions, or people that work with like immunocompromised or people that are easily going to get the virus.
And 6 months?
But you can always call them and ask.
6 months since the last one. Last shot.
Mr. Dockery, flip your other hat.
I have nothing to say.
That's good. Motion to approve the September reports submitted to the board at an earlier date, fund status, revenue status, and appropriation status.
So moved.
And seconded,
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Crano?
yes.
All right. Under new business, Ohio Liquor Control Division, whether to request a hearing to notice a legislative authority to approve a new permit for Cracker Barrel Old Country Store, Inc., DBA Cracker Barrel Store, 185-5600 Interstate Boulevard, Austintown Township, Austintown, Ohio, 44515, permit number 17937000110, permit class D5I.
No objections.
No objections?
So moved,
Second,
Mr. Davis?
yes.
Mr. Crano?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes. Whether to request a hearing on notice of legislative authority to approve stock transfer to Speedway LLC DBA Speedway 3696, 401 Kirk Road, Austintown Township, Youngstown, Ohio 44515, permit number 841-899-40865, permit class C2, C2X.
No objection.
So moved.
Seconded?
Mr. Crano?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
All right, we're at the part of the meeting where we have public response. You can do it on camera or off camera. If anybody wants to get up on camera, they can do so right now. Okay, and off camera. Okay. Remarks from the board, Mr. Carano.
You got an hour and a half or so. First, I'd like, this young lady, you're our new representative from the Tribune.
I am.
Yes. We saw you on the air there for a while. May I ask your name again?
Lily.
Really? Okay, thank you. First, I want to thank everybody that 3 days after I got my booster of the flu shot, I ended up starting to cough, and I started getting sneezing and everything else. Lo and behold, I get tested and I'm positive. But it was absolutely nothing. My wife, unfortunately, had it too, but she dehydrated, so she had to go for a while into the hospital, only for a few hours and come back. But I'll never forget, everyone's asking about us, and it's really nice. We had to sit around for a while at home. But the thing that fascinated me was this gentleman called me and said, "See, I told you, you don't take those shots because they make you sick." No, the shots saved our lives. Getting the virus and that sort of thing, for 3 days I had a sinus problem, that was it. The fact of the matter is, if it weren't for the case that I had those shots and so on, I may not be here today. My opponents would like that. No, they wouldn't.
Not really. Yeah, I wish you well.
Yeah. Thank you, you're a gentleman. Thank you so very much. I do want to talk about one thing, and I always talk about this. Please go out to vote. Now, I'm not here campaigning. I'm here because Austintown needs voters, because when you get a high level of voters, you get influence. People look at you. It's easier for us to sell things to different people and so on, to get them to do things for Austintown if you vote. Now you can go and vote down at the Board of Health, down at the Board of Elections, anytime in the morning and that sort of thing. You could still try to apply for, to be able to do it at home, but I'll tell you, between the lateness of our mail and so on, it'd be very difficult. But please, I ask you so very much to do this. And my job here today is to also ask you to please remember that we have 2 levies that are on the ballot. Both of them are renewals. The road department, certainly you understand that we want to keep that money coming in so that we can keep doing it. And for goodness sakes, that senior center, I happen to be the representative on the board, and you have to see those things that they make, those blankets and stuff. Oh my God, they're phenomenal. Absolutely. I think we should change that into some kind of company because they do so well. But the senior center is up for election again. The other thing, if I may ask, keep in mind too, the quarter levy for the engineers to be able to do things with the roads throughout Mahoning County. Understand this. This is a quarter sales tax. It is not a tax on your house. The reason why the Mahoning County Trustees Association, which is a bipartisan organization, endorsed it tremendously, is the fact that 40% of the money that comes in, that pays for that tax, comes from outside of Mahoning County. The other thing is this: each county, each township, will be able to get those roads, those county roads that everybody uses, done, and keep getting them done until they're all done. The other thing is we also are being able to get money out of the system for us to help when we need for things like sewers and other things, bridges and whatever that we have in our townships. It is an excellent thing. I recommend it highly. I'm speaking for the Mahoney County Trustees Association emphatically that we have that particular thing. I'm looking for the census. We're still waiting for the census. Last time we had the census, they told us that we had 34,000 people in Austintown. We complained. They went back and they redid it, and now they make it somewhere around, it was around 36,900, that sort of thing. We still believe it's more than that, but it's important that we see this. If you look at the schools, you know, there was an article in the Tribune, I don't know whether to call it the Vindicator or the Tribune, but the thing is, it was in there, and we have the second largest high school in Mahoney County. And the fact is that this town, well, we have a lot of people here, and so I say that. I have to thank the advocates for Austintown and Shannon. I know her as Shannon Price. And what's her last name? Len. Shannon was my student, for having a great candidates night. It was very well done and so on and forth. And then since you're here, I'll thank the Tribune for their endorsement. Thank you so very much. That's it.
Mr. Davis.
First, I just want to thank everybody for, and Jessica, I'm sure you didn't get the note, Jim, we sent to Jim, but thank all of our department heads and everybody for wearing pink today. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so everyone wore pink today. Thank you guys for all taking part in being a part of that. I want to quickly congratulate the Fitch football team on their victory and over Warren Harding and moving on into the playoffs. They get to play Warren Harding a second time this Friday night at Fitch High School, so we're looking forward to that and hope to see everybody there to support our Falcons. I would also want to congratulate junior volleyball player Jocelyn Jordan. She set a school record for most kills in a season with 352. The previous record was 343, and she's only a junior, folks, so that should tell you that good things are to come from her next year in her senior season. That 352 may not even last next year, so congratulations to her and good luck. I wanted to just quickly touch on something that Todd didn't get a chance to touch on, is the dog park. A couple meetings ago, there was a request made by a group of individuals for water, a water spigot to be placed there to wash the dogs' feet and fill their bowls with water. And Todd was able to get that done for us in a timely fashion before the winter hit, so thank you, Todd, for getting that done. I'm sure all the pet owners will love it. And also, don't forget, as Todd mentioned, all the stuff that's still going on, you can take your dogs to the dog park 365 days a year. I know they just had their Halloween party out there for the dog walkers, the morning dog walkers, and for those of you that don't know, the morning dog walkers are a little overboard, we'll say. They had a full catered dog feast for the dogs and for the dog walkers. Joe Sadie is one of them, so he cooks it the upstairs and brings it out, and they have the chafing dishes and everything. It's like, it's way overboard, but people love their dogs. I love my dogs, so, but Todd, thank you for getting that done. I too will please implore you all, number one, to go vote. As Trustee Carano said, when we are asking the commissioners for funding, when we are speaking to the county engineer, telling them why they should pave our road and not someone else's road, we need your support, and the support is by you talking through your votes. So when you go vote, that means that we have that power to say, listen, we have more votes in Austintown than the city of Youngstown had, or that Boardman Township had. So please go out and vote. With that being said, once again, I also implore you to please renew our levies. That it is very important that those levies are renewed. You heard Mike Dockery speak about our road resurfacing programs. We were just awarded a grant. We need that funding to be able to have those matching funds. We just can't take money from different departments and put them into, we can't take from the park and say, okay, now we'll use that money for matching funds. We can't do that. These levies spell out specifically where that money is and what it is to be used for, so we can only use road money on that. With that being said, our road department surely could use the shot in the arm of that 1/4% sales tax. Now you may say, what do I mean by that shot in the arm? As Trustee Carano was saying, that 1/4% sales tax, which is for Mahoning County, County Engineer Genetti realized that he would need the support of all of the communities to make this happen. And so he wasn't selfish at all. This 1/4% sales tax will raise about $9 million for paving, infrastructure, sidewalk repair, curb repair, lighting, signage, you name it. Everything but wages. This has to be used for infrastructure. So this isn't going to go to make sure that the county road workers or that the township road workers get pay raises. It is for infrastructure, folks. But Pat Genetti was adamant that he understood the need in the communities. He understood that he needed our support, and that's why the Mahoning County Township Association is so behind this. Austintown Township will receive approximately $750,000 per year from this 1/4% sales tax if it passes. That means $750,000. You always hear Trustee Carano, he harps on this because he talks about what it was to pave a road when he first came in office. It was between $20,000 to $35,000 to pave a mile of road. Now it's $110,000 to $125,000 per mile. $750,000 would go a long way to pave a lot of roads in Austintown Township. Now I want to be clear about that. That money that comes to Austintown Township is not for county roads. That will be for our township roads and infrastructure. So not only will this benefit us by the county engineer being able to pave roads in Austintown Township, he can take care of those county roads, the county infrastructure in our township, but we can look at curb projects, sidewalk projects. We can look at additional lighting on streets. We can look at signage if we need new signage in neighborhoods, and of course road resurfacing. So a 1/4%, it's not much to ask. The best part of it is, as you heard Ken say, 40% of that's paid by people that do not live in our county, and of course it is as I feel, the fairest tax because it's on what you spend. So if you go out to the store and you purchase something, you're talking just a 1/4 cent. So please, I would encourage you all to vote yes on that and help out not only the county engineer's office but our road department here with that. The last thing I want to do is wish Monica, Robert, Ken, wish you all good luck next Tuesday. No matter who's sitting in these seats at the end, everybody has the same initiative, and that is to move Austintown forward. The biggest thing is, it takes a lot of guts to put your name on the ballot. There's not many people that do it. So I congratulate you just on that, and wish you all good luck on next Tuesday. That's all I got.
All right. I want to thank ODOT for doing their best job out there, putting the sound wall up on Route 11. It's about almost 5,000 square feet going southbound on Route 11. I know everybody's asking questions of why they're taking trees down. Well, that's what they're building. They're putting a sound wall up on that west side of Route 11 going towards Columbiana. And they're working very diligently. Nick and their crew over there is working real hard for that. If you guys missed the game on live, Fitch and Warren, it was awesome. Hopefully we revisit that this weekend, and the turnout's the same way. Best of luck to all the parties involved on Tuesday. I know that day really well. I still recall it. It's exciting. It's, you guys work really hard, all of you guys, and the best of luck. Even, the school board, good luck to everybody that's running. Like Jim said, the 1/4% sales tax would be huge for Austintown. It would help us pave the roads that sometimes we don't get high traffic on, the ones that probably never been touched before. So just like Janetti said, it'd be really great to see those little roads get paved and restructured. Halloween is Sunday, 5:30, 7:30, correct? Also, Highway Tabernacle's having a trunk or treat at the same time. So if, you know, you want to visit there as well, to, you know, if you can't get to your neighborhoods, you can visit the trunk or treat at the Highway Tabernacle. Gentlemen, thank you for all you guys do. Make sure you guys stay healthy, your troops stay healthy, going through those drastic times that you've seen this month. I mean, that's a lot we've seen in, you know, casualties with the police department and the fire department. Those are drastic things that we see that we shouldn't see. And that's a lot of bearing on our guys, so, and our ladies. So please give us, you know, tell them that we're thinking of them, and if they need help, reach out, all right? Besides that, we can motion to recess to executive session for the following: consider appointment, employment, discipline, or compensation to public employees.
So, second?
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Davis?
Yes.
Mr. Graham?
Yeah.
in association with Austintown Local Schools and Austintown Township.